Hey guys, so on our reading uh, lesson, so we are working on our research clubs. So you already have your animal assigned to you. So I've talked with many of you or a few of you on Zoom calls. We've talked a little bit about how we're researching, where we're putting in information. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to just touch base. So when you get started learning about a topic, any topic, and especially when we're doing research, you want to do about three important things. Okay, one, you want to get your resources in order, and I know typically we would be able to go to our library or maybe even go to the public library to get this information. For right now, we are using Epic as a lot of our sources. They're digital books. They're not books like this where you can handle them. Typically, that's how we would do that. We would give you the books or use the books from my classroom or even at the library. So, but you get these resources in order, which is what we did with the Epic. And when you got assigned that animal, there's some books there. And I know uh, some of those books might be easy for you. Some of them might be more challenging, and that's okay. It's good to have a variety of books. Some books that are challenging, some books that aren't as challenging. So that way you can get and glean information from all of these. Okay. So try to put these in order of difficulty. Maybe put them the easier ones first, then the harder ones. Kind of put those in order so you can get them all there. So you can find the books, you can find the information that you're wanting to do. Two, you read maybe one of your easier books that you found as first, so you can get a good overview of what your topic is. If it's snakes or owls, you can find a little bit of information right off the bat because you might already know some information about that, which is great. But this is where you can learn new information. All right, so you kind of find an easier book, start off with that, read it. Of course, you take notes, and some of you I've seen where you're taking handwritten notes, and that's fantastic. I also want to make sure you're putting most of this into your Google document on the Research Club. Okay, and then you skim the table of contents. So, like in my book, Frogs and Toads, I'm going to look through and find information. The table of contents is right there. It's going to tell me exactly what is in this book, and I can kind of map out if I want to some other information from another book. And so, like on this one, I have frogs and toads. It's going to tell me about frogs and toads. Then I have one that's just about a life cycle of a frog. And this one has a table of contents as well. And notice this first one says, what is a frog? Well, I can look up that one. This one also tells me what is a frog. So I'm looking on page 7 on this one. It tells me what is a frog. This one right here also tells me. They both are different books, but they both tell me what is a frog. So I can take information from this book. It might tell me something specific. And then this book tells me what is a frog. It might say something similar or even totally different. And so I'm going to use information from both of these because this tells me what is a frog. This one tells me what is a frog. I'm going to use information from both of these to kind of mix and match my information together. Okay. And some of you are asking, some of the books that are on Epic, they don't necessarily have a table of contents. And that's okay. You can easily still get information even if you don't have a subheading or subtopics from like a table of contents like in here. Okay. You can still look through and you might find pop out sentences that really stand out. Like on this first one right here, a frog is a cold-blooded animal. I don't necessarily have to have a subtopic or something that pops out that says that. This just stands out to me because that's a first sentence in a paragraph, and a very important piece of information. I might not have known that a frog is a cold-blooded animal. I might have thought it was a warm-blooded. But if you're finding a book that doesn't necessarily have all this, you can still find out information from the book. You can easily pick up a book. Well, you can look through the digital books, look in the beginning, maybe later in the middle, and then possibly by the end, reading just little snippets of it to get that information if you don't have anything that has a table of contents or even subtopics that are noted. So you won't be able to pick these books up because we had to do these digitally. So you can find that information all in Epic. And I don't mind you guys, we talked about it in our meetings. You can look at Newsela. There you can type in, if yours is on owls, you can type in owls in the search bar to find information about owls, or even Kids and National Geographic. So you need to use all the Epic books first, get all the information that you can, make notes in that Google document, put your name by the notes so that way I can see who's been typing and writing the notes, and so your group members can do the same. Also, make sure you are filling up that document. Don't turn it in, don't change the headings or anything, but keep that information there so that way it houses it all, and somebody who might be working on monkeys, they can look through and make sure they're not getting the same information. You can see that somebody wrote a monkey about information about a monkey here. Oh, I've got the same information. I'm not going to re-put that in. I'm going to find something else. Also, just make sure you can use this as your reading log too. You can note, for research, I looked at these books. That can count towards your reading time as well. Okay, if you have questions, concerns, anything, let me know. Thank you.